Good evening and welcome to all of you watching this program online and to our lovely special audience which is here as we pay this tribute to Lata ji on her birthday. This tribute is by the LUTFF Singers under the aegis of our Rahen. Today, as we try to find adjectives to describe the legend that Lata ji was, to choose which songs to sing and which to leave out, words completely fail to capture her artistry and her genius.
The finishing line cannot remain static. A highly accomplished artist, even with the helping hand of God, just as he or she approaches the finishing line at the end of a grueling race, sees it shift further ahead. There is no perfection in creativity. Everything can be improved upon. But Lata was different. She had breached the finishing line very early in her career, and she became an earthly embodiment of Goddess Saraswati. She became the personification of perfection. She didn't stop running even though she ran alone. She just kept updating the definition of perfection. Lata was once in a century earthly presence. It was therefore a given that she would become a legend in a lifetime and become the voice. She went beyond music, directors, the lyricists. Any tune, any word would be invested with an ethereal attribute. Her genius would ensure it.
Yes, but Ajay, let's now also look at her own life's journey and focus on that a little bit and on her as a human being. Because her story is not just about achievement, it's also about struggle and determination and a life led with self-respect and dignity. It's a story that weaves through dusty bylanes of small towns before it reaches the hustle and bustle of Mumbai, which was her Karam Bhumi. As Chitra Kumar describes it, it is an Ajeeb Dastan. Let's hear it from Chitra Kumar. Ajeeb Dastan hai ye.
रोशनी ना वो समझ सके ना हम, अजीब दास्तां है ये, कहाँ शुरू कहाँ खत्म, ये मंजिलें हैं कौन सी, ना वो समझ सके ना हम.
Neeramji, if there's one person who molded the Mangeshkar children, it was their father, Dinanath Mangeshkar. He was a trained classical singer who started his own touring company in Sangli in 1918 and was soon acknowledged as the king of Marathi theatre. 150 workers ate at their 13-roomed, double-storied mansion where singers and leading musicians were frequent guests. The girls, dressed traditionally, were not allowed to use makeup except for a kumkum on their forehead and were kept apart from the stage performances except occasionally when they accompanied their father on his tours.
The eldest of the 5 Mangeshkar children, baby Lata, was the gang leader of all the nearby children and always up to some mischief. At home, she was constantly singing and repeating what she heard her father teach his students. Climbing on the kitchen utensil cupboard, she would pester her mother to hear her, and after seeing the Marathi movie Sant Tukaram and K.L. Segal's Devdas, she would convert a big pile of cushions to make a stage and give a spirited performance of acting and singing. Segal impressed her so much that with the innocence of a child, she earnestly told her father she wanted to marry him. Let's hear Dil Jo Na Keh Saka from Ajay Mankotia.
दिल जो न कह सका वही राज दिल कहने की रात आई. दिल जो न कह सका वही राज दिल कहने की रात आई. दिल जो न कह सका. नगमा सा कोई जाग उठा बदन में, झनकार की सी थर थरी है तन में, झनकार की सी थर थरी है तन में. ओ मुबारक तुम्हें किसी की लरजती सी बाहों में रहने की रात आई. दिल जो न कह सका. तौबा ये किसने अंजुमन सजा के टुकड़े किए हैं गुंजाए वफा के. टुकड़े किए हैं गुंजाए वफा के. ओ छालों गुलों के टुकड़े के रंगी फिजाओं में रहने की रात आई. दिल जो न कह सका वही राज दिल कहने की रात आई. दिल जो न कह सका.
So Lata loved playing pranks and mimicking others. But if she felt anyone had affronted her, she would be so furious. She would bang her fists against the walls, make a small bundle of her clothes, and walk out, threatening to never return. Now, naturally, her mother would run after her and bring her back. Now, this went on for many months. Till one day, her father happened to be home and quietly forbade anyone from following Lata. Lata kept looking back to see who was coming to pacify her, and when no one did, she quietly returned home, and that was the end of those tantrums.
One day during a music class, her father stepped out telling a student to practice what he had just taught him. 5-year-old Lata was playing in the gallery. She heard that the pupil was not singing correctly, went into the room and demonstrated exactly how it should be sung. Her father heard her and remarked, "Why am I teaching others when there is a gavaiya in the house?" So the next morning she was woken up at 6, handed a tanpura, and to her delight, her formal music training began. Let's hear this Rag Khamaj based song from Seema Mansingh, Piya To Se Naina Lage Re.
पिया तो से नैना लागे रे, नैना लागे रे, जानी क्या हो अब आगे रे।
Lata decided to go to the local school with her cousin. When asked who she was, she proudly declared, "I am Lata Mangeshkar," and impressed the teachers so much with her singing that she was given 11 marks out of 10. The next day, she took her younger sister Asha to school. The teacher refused to let such a small child attend the class, and Lata was so insulted that she swore she would never attend school, and indeed, she never did. I'll now request Neelam ji and Dr. Batra to present this lovely duet. आजा रे अब दिल में दिल पुकारे.
आजा रे आजा रे अब मेरा दिल पुकारा रो रो के गम भी हारा बदनाम न हो प्यार मेरा आजा रे अब मेरा दिल पुकारा रो रो के गम भी हारा बदनाम न हो प्यार मेरा आजा रे
मौत मेरी तरफ आने लगी, जान तेरी तरफ जाने लगी। बोल शाम जुदाई क्या करे, बोल शाम जुदाई क्या करे। आस मिलने की तड़पाने लगी। आजा रे अब मेरा दिल पुकारा, रो रो के गम भी हारा बदनाम न हो मेरा। आजा रे
ओ घबराए हाय रे दिल ओ घबराए हाय रे दिल सपनों में आके कभी मिल सपनों में आके कभी मिल आजा रे अब मेरा दिल पुकारा रो रो के गम भी हारा बदनाम न हो प्यार मेरा आजा
अपने बीमार गम को देख ले, हो सके तो तू हमको देख ले। तूने देखा न होगा ये समा, तूने देखा न होगा ये समा। कैसे जाता है दम को देख ले। आजा रे अब मेरा दिल पुकारा, रो रो के गम भी हारा बदनाम न हो प्यार मेरा। आजा रे
There was no time to grieve. Just a month after her father's death, 12-year-old Lata ji began to work in Vinayak Rao's Profile Pictures on a monthly salary, though she hated acting, the makeup, the flashy clothes, the artificial emoting. Dil ki gireh khol do. Let's hear this song from Seema Mansingh and Ajay Mankotia.
न बैठूं कोई गीत गाऊं, दिल की गिरह खोल दूं, चुप न बैठूं कोई गीत गाऊं। महफिल में अब कौन है अजनबी, तुम मेरे पास आओ, दिल की गिरह खोल दूं, चुप न बैठूं कोई गीत गाऊं। मिलने दो अब दिल से दिल को, मिटने दो मजबूरियों को, शीशे में अपने डुबो दो, सब फासलों दूरियों को, आँखों से मैं मुस्कुराऊं, तुम्हारी जो तुम मुस्कुराओ। न बैठो कोई गीत गाओ।
हम तुम न हम तुम रहे अब, कुछ और ही हो गए अब, सपनों के झिलमिल नगर में जाने कहाँ खो गए अब। हम राह पूछे किसी से, न तुम अपनी मंजिल बताओ।
महफिल में अब कौन है अजनबी, तुम मेरे पास आओ,
दिल की गिरह खोल दो, चुप न बैठो कोई गीत गाओ।
But stoically, Lata continued to work from morning to night. Often there was no money. The family would have to silence the pangs of hunger with just roasted chickpeas and a glass of water. A habit she continued even after she was at the peak of her career. It seemed the bubbly, ever-laughing 12-year-old had almost overnight turned 42. She never complained, but one could feel something within her was getting extinguished. I now request Dr. J.S. Batra to sing a song for us, Aji Root Kar.
अजी हमसे बचकर कहाँ जाइएगा, जहाँ जाइएगा हमें पाइएगा। अजी हमसे बचकर कहाँ जाइएगा, जहाँ जाइएगा हमें हमसे बचकर। ये कैसा नशा है, ये कैसा असर है, न काबू में दिल है, न बस में नजर है। जरा होश आले चले जाइएगा, जरा होश ले चले जाइएगा, ठहर जाइएगा, ठहर जाइएगा। अजी हमसे बचकर कहाँ जाइएगा, जहाँ जाइएगा हमें पाइएगा। अजी हमसे बचकर।
Gradually, as the family began to settle down in Kolhapur, slowly Lata's playfulness began to return. She would return after a day's grueling work and cycle at full speed on the nearby roads, or play Chor Sipahi, or Hututu, or just dance around the house singing at the top of her voice. In 1954, Praful Pictures was making a movie, Badi Maa, in which Lata starred with Noor Jahan. And although there was a big age gap, they became very good friends. After Noor Jahan shifted to Pakistan, they decided to meet at the Zero Line and wept and hugged each other, sat on the grass and chatted like long-lost friends. Aja ki intezar mein jaane ko hai bahar. Let's hear this song from Ajay Mankotia and Chitra Kumar.
जाके इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी, तेरे बगैर जिंदगी, तेरे बगैर जिंदगी दर्द बन के रह गई। आजा के इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी। अरमा लिए बैठे हैं हम, सीने में है तेरा ही गम। अरमा लिए बैठे हैं हम, सीने में है तेरा ही गम। तेरे दिल से प्यार की वो तड़प किधर गई। आजा के इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी, तेरे बगैर जिंदगी, तेरे बगैर जिंदगी दर्द बन के रह गई। आजा के इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी। आजा के इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी।
ओ तेरे बगैर जिंदगी, तेरे बगैर जिंदगी दर्द बन के रह गई।
आजा के इंतजार में जाने को है बहार भी।
Lata would travel by the local train, and while others took a tonga to the studio, which was far away, she would walk both ways, and with the money saved, would buy vegetables so that the family could eat a square meal, unaware that most studios had a canteen. She herself would remain hungry all day and would eat only once she returned home. Her routine at the studio left her no time to attend classical mehfils. The first expense she made on herself was to buy a radio. Imagine how broken-hearted she was when the first news she heard was that her idol KL Sehgal had died. I now request Ajay Chaudhary to sing a song, Gore Gore.
Okay, let's have some fun. गोरे ओ बाके छोरे अभी मेरी गली आया करो। गोरी गोरी ओ बाकी छोरी चाहे रोज बुलाया करो। गोरे गोरे ओ बाके छोरे कभी मेरी गली आया करो। गोरी गोरी ओ बाकी छोरी चाहे रोज बुलाया करो। रोज रोज मुलाकात अच्छी नहीं, प्यार में ऐसी बात अच्छी नहीं। थोड़ा थोड़ा मिलना थोड़ी सी जुदाई, सादा चांदनी रात अच्छी नहीं। छोड़ो छोड़ो जिया न तोड़ो किसी प्यार की दुहाई है, प्यार की दुहाई। अखियों में अखियां डाल के तो देखो, चेहरे पे गुस्सा है, दिल में सफाई। घड़ी घड़ी ओ बड़ी बड़ी अच्छी बातें न बनाया करो, गोरी गोरी ओ बाके छोरी, चाहे रोज बुलाया करो। गोरे गोरे ओ बाके छोरे, कभी मेरी गली आया करो। गोरी गोरी ओ बाके छोरी, चाहे रोज बुलाया करो।
That was fun, Ajay. Having acted in 8 films in 1947, Lata ji decided to give up acting and focus completely on her singing. A colleague introduced her to a producer. She was auditioned, selected, and 2 songs were recorded. The lines of her first Hindi song were prophetically, "Hindustan ke logon, ab to mujhko pehchano." But alas, the film was shelved and Lata ji's dream of becoming a playback singer was shattered. She was then auditioned by the well-known composer Master Ghulam Haider, but the film's producer rejected Lata, saying that her voice was too thin. But Ghulam Haider recognized her talent and openly said, "This girl will one day rule the singing world." He took her to Bombay Talkies to meet music director Khemchand Prakash, and there she signed her first contract as a singer. Ghulam Haider took her under his wing and taught her the importance of understanding the film's situation and imagining that she herself was experiencing the heroine's emotions. She learned playback singing techniques from leading music directors like Anil Biswas, who taught her how she should breathe so that the listener could not make out her, and her singing sounded seamless and without effort. Let's hear one song which really illustrates that. Seema Man Singh sings our all-time favorite, "Lag Ja Gale."
लग जा गले, हंसी रात, लग जा गले के फिर ये हंसी हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो। लग जा गले के फिर ये हंसी रात हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म मुलाकात हो न हो। लग जा गले
क्या बात है सीमा, वाह वाह. One day, when traveling by local train with Anil Bishwas, they met Dilip Kumar. Lata was introduced to him as a promising new Marathi singer, to which Dilip Saab replied, "Yes, I've heard her and she's good, but Marathi लोगों के बोलों में दाल भात की बू आती है." That very day, Lata requested Mohammad Shafi, Naushad's assistant, to get her an Urdu teacher and learned how much emphasis to place on a word and how to stretch it to give weight to the meaning. And that's why we know that her pronunciation of Urdu and the clarity of her diction as she sings makes the songs even more beautiful. Let's hear Chitra Kumar and Dr. J.S. Batra sing Maine Kasam Li.
कसम ली हे तूने कसम ली नहीं होंगे जुदा हम
हे मैंने कसम ली हे तूने कसम ली नहीं होंगे जुदा हम
हे मैंने कसम ली तेरी मदिर मदिर जैसे रजनीगंधा प्यार तेरा मधुर मधुर चांदनी की गंगा
सांस तेरी मधुर मधुर जैसे रजनीगंधा प्यार तेरा मधुर मधुर चांदनी सी गंगा
नहीं होंगे जुदा नहीं होंगे जुदा नहीं होंगे जुदा हम मैंने कसम ली हे तूने कसम ली नहीं होंगे जुदा हम हे मैंने कसम ली
पाके कभी खोया तुझे होके कभी पाया जन्म जन्म तेरे लिए बदले हमने काया
पाके कभी खोया तुझे होके कभी पाया जन्म जन्म तेरे लिए बदली हमने काया
नहीं होंगे जुदा नहीं होंगे जुदा नहीं होंगे जुदा हम मैंने कसम ली हे तूने कसम ली नहीं होंगे जुदा हम
हे मैंने कसम ली
1949 was the year when at last all Lata's hopes and aspirations were realized. She was 20 years old, had experienced 9 years of intense struggle, had somehow managed to keep the family together, and now with this one song of Mahal, she was established as a fresh new singer of immense talent. Mahal's director Kamal Amrohi wanted a new voice for the newcomer actress Madhubala and wanted to have bits of the song repeated through the movie to create an atmosphere of suspense. He asked music director Khemchand Prakash to have the first part of the song appear as though it was being sung from far away. But those days, there were no machines to create an echo sound. So Khemchand Prakash came up with the idea of making Lata walk from the corner of the room, singing the opening lines and arriving at the mic just as the lines Aayega Aane Wala started. It must have been a daunting challenge for a young and new singer, but the final result, as we know, drove the public crazy. The song became so popular that people demanded to know who the singer was. The record said Kamini, but that was only the role name of Madhubala in Mahal. All India Radio had to call up Bombay Talkies to identify the singer, and one can only imagine the joy Lata must have felt when her name was announced over the radio. Let's hear a flavor of this iconic song, after which Lata never looked back. I request Neelam ji to sing Aayega Aane Wala.
खामोश है ज़माना, चुपचाप है सितारे। आराम से है दुनिया बेकर है दिल के मारे। ऐसे में कोई आहट इस तरह आ रही है, जैसे कि चल रहा हो मन में कोई हमारे। यादें धड़क रहा है इस आस के सहारे।
बगैर कैसे परवाने जल रहे हैं, दीपक बगैर कैसे परवाने जल रहे हैं। कोई नहीं चलाता और तीर चल रहे हैं, कोई नहीं चलाता और तीर चल रहे हैं। तड़पेगा कोई कब तक बेआस बेसहारे, तड़पेगा कोई कब तक बेआस बेसहारे। लेकिन ये कह रहे हैं दिल के मेरे इशारे, आएगा 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 आने वाला, आएगा 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 आएगा।
By the early 50s, most producers wanted her to sing their songs and would send their emissaries to get dates from her. One day, a handsome young man came to her house saying that Raj Kapoor had sent him to get dates for his film Barsat. Raj Kapoor had already made a few films, was the son of the known theatre personality Prithviraj Kapoor, who had been known to her father, and Lata commented to her family, "It seems that not only are all the Kapoors so good looking, even their staff is extraordinarily handsome." Lata went to RK office and discovered that the handsome young man was in fact Jay Kishan, the music director.
Working in studios was not easy those days. There was no air conditioning, they could not switch on the fan as the sound would be picked up by the mic, and the sultry Bombay weather made it even more physically uncomfortable. The whole song would have to be rehearsed with a live orchestra, and if even one musician made a mistake, the complete song would again have to be recorded. But the sanskar of her father were imbibed in her to the core. No matter how many takes were required, she never complained. She treated the recording studio as a temple, would take off her chappals before she entered, and on the top of each page of her music book, she would first write a big Shri before she wrote the music notations. Her only regret was that her father had not lived long enough to see her success, and that her dream of becoming a classical singer like her father remained unfulfilled, though her training allowed her to sing rag-based songs with effortless ease. Let's hear one such song, Jare Badra Beri Ja, from Chitra Kumar.
बैरी जा रे जा रे।
Filmfare had introduced awards in 1954, and initially the Best Music Award was given to a particular song. For example, Naushad won the first award in 1954 for Tu Ganga Ki Mauj Main Jamuna Ki Dhara, from the film, of course, Baiju Bawra. From 1956, the award began to be given to the music directors for the whole album. In 1957, Shankar Jaikishan were told that they would receive the Best Music Director Award for Chori Chori. As was the practice during the award ceremony, the singer was expected to sing a song from the movie. So Jaikishan naturally requested Lata to sing Rasik Balma, but Lata politely refused, saying, "You have been given the award as music directors. They have not given any award to the best singer or best lyricist. So you get your orchestra to play the song during the ceremony." And she was adamant that she would not sing until Filmfare introduced awards for playback singers and lyricists. From Neelamji, let's hear Rasik Balma.
रसिक बलमा है दिल क्यों लगाया तुझसे दिल क्यों लगाया जैसे रोग लगाया जैसे रोग लगाया रसिक बलमा हो जब याद आए तिहारी सूरत वो प्यारी प्यारी जब याद आए तिहारी सूरत वो प्यारी प्यारी नेहा लगा के हारी नेहा लगा के हारी तड़पों में गम की मारी रसिक बलमा दिल क्यों लगाया तुझसे दिल क्यों लगाया जैसे रोग लगाया रसिक बलमा
एक पलमा हो
नीरव जी, वेट यू.
Sorry. So finally, in 1959, Filmfare introduced the Best Lyricist Award, and Lata ji won the first Best Singer Award for Madhumati's Aaja Re Pardesi. Such was her devotion to her craft that even then she refused to accept it, saying for her music was worship, and handing her a trophy in the shape of a naked female form was demeaning to music. So it was only after the organizers covered the statuette that she accepted the award. Let's hear Seema Mansingh and Ajay Chaudhary sing Shokhiyon Mein Khola Jaye.
शोखियों में खोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब, होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार, हाँ होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार, वो प्यार है शोखियों में खोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब, होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार, वो प्यार है शोखियों में खोला जाए फूलों का शबाब।
हंसता हुआ बचपन वो बहका हुआ मौसम है, छेड़ो तो एक शोला है, झूलो तो बस शबनम है। हंसता हुआ बचपन वो बहका हुआ मौसम है, छेड़ो तो एक शोला है, झूलो तो बस शबनम है। गाँव में मेले में राह में अकेले में आता जो याद बार बार, वो प्यार है शोखियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब,
अरे होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार,
वो प्यार है शोखियों में
खोला जाए फूलों का शबाब। याद अगर वो आए,
ओ, याद अगर वो आए, कैसे कटे तन्हाई, सुन शहर में जैसे बजने लगे शहनाई।
याद अगर वो आए कैसे कटे तन्हाई, सूने शहर में जैसे बजने लगे शहनाई।
आना हो
जाना हो कैसा भी जमाना हो, उतरे कभी ना जो खुमार, वो प्यार है। शोकियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब, उसमें फिर मिलाई जाए थोड़ी सी शराब। होगा यूं नशा जो तैयार,
वो प्यार है।
शोकियों में घोला जाए फूलों का शबाब।
The legendary singer Mukesh was her beloved Mukesh Bhaiya and one of the few people from the film industry who was allowed entry into her home. Let's hear this equally shok duet from the 1961 film Opera House, in which Ajit, who was later to become a leading villain, was cast as hero opposite B. Saroja Devi. Let's hear this lovely song. Ajay and I will attempt to sing it together.
देखो मौसम
क्या बहार है,
सारा आलम
बेकरार है,
ऐसे में क्यों हम
दीवाने हो जाए ना।
देखो मौसम
क्या बहार है,
सारा आलम
बेकरार है,
ऐसे में क्यों हम
दीवाने हो जाए ना। छलकी छलकी
चांदनी भी है,
हल्की हल्की
खुदी भी है,
ऐसे में क्यों हम
यहीं पर खो जाए ना। ठंडी ठंडी रेत में जलवों की बरसात है।
क्या मस्ताना है सुबह, क्या मत वाली रात है।
ठंडी ठंडी रेत में जलवों की बरसात है।
क्या मस्ताना है सुबह, क्या मत वाली रात है।
ओ सपने बिखरे
मोड़ मोड़ पे
ताके नैना,
छोड़ छोड़ के
ऐसे में क्यों हम
दीवाने हो जाए ना। हल्की हल्की
चांदनी भी है,
हल्की हल्की
बेखुदी भी है,
ऐसे में क्यों हम
यहीं पर खो जाए ना।
गाती सी हर सांस में बजती थी शहनाइयाँ।
साया दिल पे डालती तारों की परछाइयाँ।
गाती सी हर सांस में बजती थी शहनाइयाँ।
साया दिल पे डालती तारों की परछाइयाँ
झांके चंदा
आसमान से
चलते हमको
जान जान के
ऐसे में क्यों हम
यहीं पर खो जाए ना। देखो मौसम
क्या बहार है
सारा आलम
बेकरार है
ऐसे में क्यों हम
दीवाने हो जाए ना।
ला 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 ला
ला ला ला ला ला
आहा आहा
आहा हा 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 आहा हा हा हा।
All her life, Lata strove to ensure that playback artists were given their rights and were treated with dignity. It was because of her attempts that recording companies started to share the royalty earned from sale of records with not just the producers but also the singers.
Lata openly admitted that every singer had their own style. What Asha could sing, she could not, perhaps referring to the cabaret songs which were Asha's forte. Lataji's producers were well aware that if there was the slightest double meaning or vulgarity in the lyrics, she would refuse to sing. She was very unhappy with Raj Kapoor for tricking her into singing "Main ka karu Ram mujhe buddha mil gaya," and she refused to attend the premiere of Sangam. Yet, how beautifully she sang this oomphy song. Baahon Mein Chale Aao is a very unusual song from Lata ji. Today, Chitra will be singing it for us. And of course, the shushing will be done by Dr. Batra.
बाहों में चले आओ, बाहों में चले आओ, तो हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, ओ हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, ये आज का नहीं मिलन, ये संग है उम्र भर का, बाहों में चले हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा। चले ही जाना है नजर चुरा के, फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों, हाँ चले ही जाना है नजर चुरा के, फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों, किसी को अपना बना के छोटे ऐसा कोई नहीं करता, बाहों में चले हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, ओ हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा। तो खुल के मिलो जरा हमसे, है रात अपनी जो तुम हो अपने, किसी का फिर हमें डर क्या, बाहों में चले हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा, ये आज का नहीं मिलन, ये संग है उम्र भर का।
क्या बात है।
In 1962, Lata became very unwell. The family suspected that she was being given slow poison by a new cook, but at whose instructions and instigation he was doing it was never verified because he suddenly vanished. Doctors suspected it was diphtheria and were uncertain whether she would ever be able to sing again. The family was worried. They knew that for Lata, music was everything, it was her life. But as usual, Lata was calm and only commented, if because of my illness, other singers get a chance, the industry will get new talent and I'll be happy. But thankfully, after 4 months, she recovered.
And the first song she recorded after that long period of silence was Kahin Deep Jale Kahin Dil. And within no time, she was again top of the charts. And before one could tell, years were flying past. Lata devoted her life to taking care of her family, making them financially secure. Her only indulgence for herself were her 9 pet dogs and the gold anklets she wore. Otherwise, she dressed in simple white saris, enjoyed her perfumes, and later in life, her diamonds and emeralds. These were happy times. Let's listen to another very happy song, Tumko Piya Dil Diya, from Seema Mansingh and Chitra Kumar.
हाय रे तो हाय तेरे जुल्म
for this lovely music which we've been hearing, the fantastic band, the Gandharv band. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lata composed for a few Marathi films under the name Anand Gun, and it was only when one of them won the state award and she had to go on stage to receive the Best Singer and Best Music Director award that people realized that Anand Gun was none other than Lata ji. With her brother Pandit Rahen Mangeshkar, she produced the Hindi film Lekin, based on Tagore's short story, which won 5 national awards, including Best Female Playback Singer for her. Yet another award to add to the many she received, amongst others the Dada Saheb Phalke Award, the Bharat Ratna, the Daughter of the Nation. Ironically, that young girl who did not attend a single day of school was awarded doctorates by 8 prominent universities. So while the whole country was saying, "Oh Sanam, tere ho gaye hum," let's hear this song from Seema Mansingh and Ajay Mankotia.
ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, जिंदगी को है हमदम, आ गया मुस्कुराना। ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, जिंदगी को है हमदम, आ गया मुस्कुराना।
ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, मिल गया मुझको ऐ सनम, जिंदगी का बहाना।
भटकते राही आ गए मंजिल पर,
दो दिलों की कश्ती आ गई साहिल पर।
मुस्कुराते जावे एक संग थाम खाकर। ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, जिंदगी को है हमदम, आ गया मुस्कुराना।
ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, जिंदगी को है हमदम, आ गया मुस्कुराना। रात चुप सुनती है ये हंसी अफसाना,
देखते हैं तारे बस गया वीराना।
चांद को शर्मा दे आपका शर्माना। ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, मिल गया मुझको ऐ सनम, जिंदगी का बहाना।
ओ सनम तेरे हो गए हम, प्यार में तेरे खो गए हम, जिंदगी को है हमदम, आ गया मुस्कुराना। ओ सनम आ हा 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 हा।
Lata's evergreen appeal lay in her ability to amend her style to suit the changing times. And apart from O.P. Nayyar, who never chose her to sing even one of his songs, there wasn't a single composer for whom she did not sing. And through the years, her voice never seemed to age. Apart from film songs in 36 languages, she sang in every genre, ghazals, bhajans, and again she proved what Bade Ghulam Ali Khan had affectionately said about her. Kam bakht kabhi besuri hi nahi hoti.
But for her, the most special and emotional moment was when in Yash Chopra's film Veer Zara, 30 years after Madan Mohan's death, she again lent her voice to his tunes. He had passed away when he was only 51, and as his Rakhi sister, it was she who always emotionally supported his family. In fact, the wedding cards of all his 3 children went out as invitations in her name as head of Madan Mohan's family. Let's hear the song from Seema and from Dr. Batra, Gum Hai Kisi Ke Pyar Mein.
हाँ, क्या कहा?
गुम है किसी के प्यार में दिल सुबह शाम, पर तुम्हें लिख नहीं पाऊं मैं उसका नाम। हाय राम, हाय राम। कुछ लिखा?
हाँ,
क्या लिखा?
ओ गुम है किसी के प्यार में दिल सुबह शाम, पर तुम्हें लिख नहीं पाऊं मैं उसका नाम। हाय राम,
Lata sang in many languages, but none of them can capture her artistry, her hold over a nation, her sway over the listeners, her embodiment of the country's soul. No paean can adequately portray this symbol of national integration, this incarnation of the nation's fantasies, this repository of several generations' memories.
In an interview, when asked where she would like her rebirth to be, she replied with her innocent, childlike laughter, not as Lata Mangeshkar for sure, but definitely in my beloved India. And I would like to be someone who does something for my great country, maybe as someone in the armed forces. What can one say in the face of such humility, said by someone who brought so much glory to our country and to the field of music? Such a person can never die. She has been taken into Ma Saraswati's loving fold, but she will live through her songs, which will continue to thrill, motivate, and inspire us. She will be with us every step of our lives. So it's very apt that we end with this song, and I request you all, wherever you are, to sing along with us, Rahen na rahen hum mehka karenge.
रहे ना रहे हम महका करेंगे बनके कली बनके सबा मांगे वफा में रहे ना
महका करेंगे बन के कली बन के सबा बागे वफा में रहे न रहे हम।
जब हम न होंगे तब हमारी खाक पे तुम रुकोगे चलते चलते अश्कों से भीगी चांदनी में एक सदा सी सुनोगे चलते चलते
वहीं पे कहीं हम तुमसे मिलेंगे बन के कली बन के सबा बागे वफा में रहे न रहे हम महका करेंगे बन के कली बन के सबा